Hey everybody, my name's Ronnie and welcome to my channel. This isn't the first video I've made on the channel, but I haven't made very many. The Some of you may know some of this, some maybe not, but I wanted to go ahead and get this out there. I do have another channel where I used to do a lot of guitar content. I used to do a lot of all kinds of content over there. And that all kind of changed earlier this year because in March I had a heart attack and a stroke all at the same time. Kids, don't get old. And if you do think you're going to get old, take better care of your body than I did mine. So, getting on to it, I had the heart attack and the stroke. I've had a few surgeries since. I've had stents placed in both of my carotid arteries. I was barely getting any blood to my head. Turns out your brain needs oxygen, and blood's what carries it there. So that was a bad plan. But the doctor worked really hard and got my blood flow back to where it belongs. As far as heart attacks and strokes go, what I had was fairly minor. Okay. I really, really, really dodged a bullet there. But there were effects. Okay. One of the effects, which I think is devastating, my doctor thinks is really not that bad considering what could have happened, is that I lost a bunch of muscle memory and a bunch of manual dexterity. And I don't know if you realize this, but muscle memory and manual dexterity are pretty useful when you're playing guitar. So I started this channel. I stopped using my other channel, monetized though it was, and started working on this channel to document my return. Okay, it's going to work on relearning how to play the guitar, and figured it wouldn't be that awful. I mean, I already know how to play the guitar. My hands just forgot. And that's where I'm at right now. Give you a little background on me real quick. I got started in my first band as a keyboardist back in 1985. It's been a while. By 1989, I was in a different band, and my longest running band, as a matter of fact, and had moved from the keyboards to the microphone and spent 15 years as the lead singer of Zone. And that was good. I had a really good time. That was my job. Okay, I was a professional musician. Still played some keyboards and started playing the guitar in the mid 90s. Not well, not a lot, but some. And that's when I kind of fell in love with this instrument. By 2005, I was done with Zone. wanted to settle down. Okay, 15 years basically on the road um, can take a bit of a toll on you. And so I left the band and met a girl, got married, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. So I got started, trying to teach myself how to play guitar again. And it's coming along. It's not coming along quickly. Um, Once again, the manual dexterity just isn't quite there right now, and reteaching my muscles how to properly do things like fretting is coming along slowly, but it is coming. I've noticed some improvement over the last 6 months. Less than that. 5 months. I'm thinking about maybe getting a little professional help as far as that goes. And, doing things like running scales slowly and poorly, as they are with me right now, helps. But, damn, it gets mind-numbingly boring. So I thought, why don't I go ahead and learn a new song? So I hopped on Spotify and picked a random playlist and decided I would play the first song that popped up on random. And that was Gimme Three Steps by Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's actually on their first album. It's pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. And I was like, wow, I don't know how to play this song. I never learned. So, of course, everybody knows Freebird. I was like listening to it and I was like, well, it doesn't seem that hard. Okay. I've never been one to play by ear, but I thought I'd give it a shot also. So I went ahead and started picking out chords and trying to figure that out. And I think I got at least a decent approximation. I'm not picking out the individual notes just yet. But as I was trying to learn those chords, figure out what I needed to be playing, I said, you know what, this is fine, and I think it's coming along all right, but it doesn't really sound like me. So I came up with a plan to pull out the MT2, the Boss Metal Zone, and hook it up to my Marshall DSL-40 and see how that worked. Now, for the purposes of this video, I am actually using my Headrush Prime. I still have the Metal Zone running into it. And I'm using the JCM 800 that's in it. Keep in mind, JCM 800 came out, 7-8 years after Gimme Three Steps. But it still sounds fine. And it does sound similar enough to the clean channel of my DSL with the Metal Zone running into it. The Metal Zone's a fairly divisive pedal, okay? It can be really buzzy, okay? There are a couple things that kind of mitigate that and turn it into a really good metal pedal. And that is, number one, don't crank your gain all the way up. I usually keep my gain right around noon, and that can still get really buzzy. The second thing is there's another knob, it's a secret knob, that really mellows that buzz out. And that is right here. Your volume knobs on your guitar. So take the volume knob, take it off of 10, back it up to 7, 8, and you get a really good metal distortion sound. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. I know this has been mostly me just yapping at the camera, and I appreciate you paying a little attention here. But I'm going to go ahead and play just the intro, just a little bit of intro, just the chords through the Head Rushes JCM 800 with a metal zone. I'm using the Les Paul because it's got the burst puckers in it, and I think that those sound really good with this. I tried it with my Explorer. It's got Epiphone Pro buckers in it, and it sounded good, but I think this sounds better. Let me know what you think. And with no further ado, let's have one further ado. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. And let me know, have you experienced anything like this? Okay, where, after, how long has it been? 1985 to 2025. That's 40 years. So after 40 years, I find myself in a position where I am learning how to play the guitar again. Have you ever experienced anything like that? Probably not the 40 years thing, but let me know. And what did you do to help? I appreciate the information. So here's a very little bit of some Leonard Skinner, sort of, in my translation. And